Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about what I picked up at the last reptile show.
You are here because the outside world rejects you.
Alright, so before I get to the reptiles that I purchased at the reptile show, I want to talk about this rack right here. Picked this thing up at a pretty reasonable price. It's a hatchling rack. I'm going to be using it for as a grow out for corn snakes, because that's primarily what I'm going to be working with. The gentleman who had this before, he had ball pythons, and while it is really clean, still kind of has the smell. So what I ended up doing was swinging by Walmart for 88 cents a piece. I bought 10 new replacements for this. One of the things I didn't like was for ball pythons, these holes are plenty, are just fine, get plenty of ventilation, but I don't know, for me it seems a little big. I'm a little leery of putting corn snakes in there. I don't think they could get out, but I'm going to, in an upcoming video, I will set this up and I'll show you what I do. I'm going to put smaller holes in there, probably just more of them, but just smaller, just to protect myself with the younger corn snakes that I will be having in there. It came with heat and a thermostat, and of course it's not attached. There's nowhere to attach it to this. Also, there is no convenient way to run this probe, so I'm going to put a little hole in the side and we'll run the probe in and get that done. And to attach that to the side, I picked up some Velcro, so we can just stick it on there, and in case it goes bad, you just pull the Velcro and it's good to go. Also, I want the Velcro because I want to put labels on each of these bins for the animal that's in there, identification cards, gender, morph, age, things like that, what it is, although it's primarily going to be corn snakes. So I got these, that way once these animals outgrow this and they move up into something bigger, I can easily just pull the card, put it on their next setup. So, but all of that will be done in an upcoming video. This video I just wanted to show what I picked up, and I want to highlight these two more, so I will have to bring the camera in closer because you won't be able to see them from way back there, because these are hatchlings, and there's a bit of a, let's say, interesting topic, if you will, about discussing these two animals, and you guys are going to need to be closer to be able to see and understand exactly what I'm saying. So let me shut the camera down, get you resituated so you can see these guys up close and personal. Okay, so here we are with both snakes. if you didn't pick up on it already, they are both corn snakes. They both were sold to me as snow corns. Now, they were from 2 different vendors, so I don't want to kind of make it seem like who sold this, you know, did this, that, whatever, because, you know, this price was higher than this price. These came from 2 different vendors. I actually didn't pay the price you see on the cups. I got it for a little bit less, and the animal in question, which is in this tub here, the person who was selling it is not the breeder. It's a friend of his who breeds them, and that friend doesn't like to do the whole selling side of the hobby, so he probably discounts them to his friend, and his friend brings them to the show, sells them on the table along with the animals he has. So, and I don't, when we get into talking about this one, I don't want to, I'm not trying to say that there was any kind of, anybody trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes or something was deliberately deceitful or anything like that. I think it's just a simple misidentification, which is no problem. I knew what I was really buying when I bought this snake, and the price I paid was what I would expect to pay for that morph combo, if that makes sense, or at least what I believe the morph combo is. But let's go to this one first, and so this one is a snow corn. And I do believe that this is a snow corn. I chose this particular animal for the high pinks that it has, and although this only shows that it is a snow, he said that there is potential for some strawberry influence in these animals. And this animal plus its siblings, because apparently on one of the adults there was come from a strawberry line, and if you don't know what that is, it's a hypo line that kind of gives us it's a nice little red color to it. So I picked this one up, get it under the camera here, and I liked how this animal looked. I liked its general appearance. I liked the fact that it's a high pink snow, and I also like how the pattern is on the back. And I think I keep it in focus here for you guys. I think it's the snow influence that's affecting the coloration around the saddles. Let's see if I can't bring the camera down more over the top and give you guys a better view. Now, that's about as good as it's gonna get. But anyways, there is this weird muted color that surrounds the saddles. I'll get some B-roll footage of this. But I really like the way that looked, and it is more evident as we come down the body to its tail. So yeah, I really liked, and she's back off camera. So this is supposed to be a female, if I remember correctly. I believe that's what he told me. We will have to sex them, obviously, at some point. But they have been kind of sitting in quarantine for the last week, because I did that thing where I tell you not to do, and I bought a couple live pinky mice there to show, and I threw it in their tubs, and they both ate on the way home. And the nice thing about, well, I don't know if I'd say it's nice, but on these light colored snakes, you can see it's already digested, and it's sitting there about ready to be its grand exit. So the other thing I like is, as of right now, this animal does not have too much yellow on there. I hope it doesn't really pick up yellow. I really just want a high pink and white snow. So that is that snake. So I'm going to leave her in there for just a bit, maybe, if she calms down. She's a little wired now. So now we come to this animal here, and as you can already tell, just because they're in the same shot, now both of these were sold as snows. No, you stay down. But they're clearly not the same. Let me get this animal out of here. This one's a little bit more flighty than the other snow. Actually, what I think I have here is a blizzard. I think this is a blizzard corn snake, which is charcoal and amelanistic, whereas the snow down here, what I believe, what I am confident is a true snow, that is Anery A and amelanistic. So I think what I have here is a blizzard, or I forget the morph name for when it's the diffused charcoal and amelanistic, because I have zero pattern on this animal. Now I know blizzards can kind of come out that way as just a simple blizzard. They can come out with zero pattern on them. But what makes me think that there might be a little bit of diffused in this animal was because this animal had other siblings on the table, and what he told me was, because I recognize this animal was different, the other animals on the table that he was selling as snows look like this one here. They look like snows. However, this animal was also labeled snow and it didn't look like the others. But, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch it on camera while holding this animal. One of the reasons I think that this is got charcoal in here is, and then if I can get a shot, I will insert it now. Charcoal is, at least as far as I know, is notorious for having the pink cheeks. We get a lot of yellow. We get a lot of pink on the cheek, on the side there, just next to the eye. And the other animals that he had, that he was labeled as snow, also had that high pink look into the cheeks. So I'm thinking, so I asked about the parents because I obviously knew that this looked different. So I asked about the parents. He said that the parents were both 100% snows. So either one of two things happened. Either some babies got mixed up. Maybe he's also working with some blizzard, some charcoal stuff, and it got mixed up, or in between the breeder and this guy selling them, that information got mixed up. But the animals are definitely, this was their writing. It says corn snake, it says snow, so that could be the issue. Maybe, I don't know how the blizzard ended up in the snow cup, especially if that's what the, we're back off camera again, aren't we? Come on, just keep growing back around, but stay down. So, yeah, I don't know exactly what happened, but what I'm getting at is there was other animals on the table that looked like this snow. This was the only one that he had that looked like this. There was two other animals on the table that looked like this, except for they also had the high pink on the cheeks. Again, which, and maybe this has since changed since the last time I was really into heavily breeding corn snakes, but that pink that appears on the side there is one of the markers for the charcoal stuff. So I don't know if the other animals on the table were actually charcoal or not, but I'm definitely suspecting that this is a blizzard corn snake and this is a snow. So but they definitely, I do not believe that they are the same, and I'm really curious about the other ones that were on the table. So if you guys are well versed or understanding of corn snake morphs, and if anything I said makes sense or doesn't make sense, leave comments in and leave a comment down below, and we can discuss it. By no means do I think I'm an expert on this stuff. I could be forgetting something, or because I originally thought this was going to be a Anery A-male diffused or blood red, whatever the term we're using now. I thought that's what this was going to be, but then on my drive home, as I'm kicking the rust off my memory here on the morphs and identification, I kept going back to those pink cheeks because I almost bought his his other snows as well, because they were high pink as well. But I end up not, because I wanted, these potentially are not related. I mean, if they were really snows, they probably weren't related. I got them from different people. So that's the reason I went with this pink one. But then later, after, or as I was purchasing it, he told me it had the strawberry gene, potentially was part of the influence on that pink, because I was telling him about how lovely the pink is. And one of them just went to the bathroom. Did I call it or what? You can see it in their, you can see it in their guts, these pink snakes. So we are going to get this cleaned up. We're going to get these guys back in their tubs, back into quarantine, and we will see these guys again. And you know, we'll revisit this once I get these a little bit more size on these animals. We'll come back and re-talk about this and compare the two, and get some other people's opinions. I'm totally open to other people's opinions. Like I said, I am not the expert. I know I'm not the, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I knew that may not be true anymore as things have been rediscovered. But anyways, yeah, this is the two new pickups. Corn snakes again, because corn snakes are my favorite. And so yeah, thank you for watching. We will get more into this stuff later. I think I'm just kind of going to, well, I'm going to do a separate video explaining exactly what my goals are dealing with corn snakes, and an upcoming video. So we'll just end it with seeing these guys. Ignore that there's poop over here. We're going to get these guys out of here. I don't want them crawling in that. And we'll get them back into quarantine. And we will see these guys again in the future. So thank you. And if you've stayed this far, subscribe, because we're going to be talking about corn snakes, reptiles in general, shows, whatever, the rack and everything. But until next time, later.
Shut up and sit down.